Hi, folks! The Filipino P here. And this week, we've got some big changes to our visa system. For those of you who want to visit the Philippines long term, I've got good news and bad news. The price of retirement just went way up, but we've added a new plan for people over 40. To explain what's going on, I've got a leading visa expert to sort things out. Hey JR, welcome back to my show. How is it going?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, P? You look great today.
Oh, why, thank you, sir.
Lady in red, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? First time. Anyway, JR, you said you've got news about SRR visa. So tell us about it.
Your subscribers right now who are 40 years old can apply for the SRRV for them to stay in the Philippines.
Wow. Okay, so the SRR visa is our retirement visa option for those of you folks who want to live here permanently or stay here for extended periods of time. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, JR, can you briefly explain what SRRV is?
Yes, true. One of the options right now, independent options in terms of your permanent residency through a Philippine visa is the retirement visa, or what we call SRRV. That's a special residence retirees visa. So they can apply that when they wanted to move to the Philippines, they wanted to put up some businesses here. That will be a good visa options that they can take a look into. Why? Because it is not connected to any contract of marriage, working contract. So this is actually an independent visa, one of the best visa options that you can take a look into. And they are actually expanding it in terms of the minimum age requirement, which is 40 years old now. As early as that, you can apply for the younger Joes who wanted to relocate to the Philippines instead of being 50.
Ah, okay. So before, you have to be at least 50 years old to qualify to apply. Okay, so what are the other requirements?
Yeah. This video comes with good news and a not so good news because they're increasing the visa deposit. So one of the visa options is what we call classic, and the minimum age requirement is 50. Currently, they are requiring to put in 20,000 US dollars and 10,000 US dollars. Now they're increasing it to 30 and 15. So if you don't have pension, you're applying for the classic, it will be 30,000 US dollars for the visa deposit. And for the classic with pension, it will be 15,000 US dollars.
How much is the pension?
The pension should be at least 800 US dollars for those folks who wanted to apply it alone. But if by the case they have their wives with them, so it will be 1,000 US dollars minimum requirement that they are receiving monthly.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. So you have to have 30,000 US dollars as a visa deposit,
Correct.
and that's without a pension. Now, if you have a pension, at least $800 a month if you're applying alone, and most of you folks are applying alone. Instead of paying 10,000 US dollars for the visa deposit, they're raising it to 15,000 US dollars, I think, because of the inflation. But anyway, let's talk about this expanded SRR visa.
Yeah. So we started with the increase, which is not so good news because they increased the visa deposit. Now we go forward for the minimum age requirement, which is 40 years old. It is way lower than the current 50 years old, but they lowered down to 40 years old. So the visa deposit requirement for no pension will be 50,000 US dollars. And then for those retiree applicant that can show pension of at least 800 US dollars, then they will need a visa deposit of 25,000 US dollars.
Okay, so for this expanded SRR visa, instead of 50 years old, you can apply as early as 40 years old. If you can afford to retire that early, kudos to you. But I don't know. But hey, there are some people who have money that may want to be in the Philippines.
The pension does not necessarily be social security because I think social security will be available between 62 to 67. So if they have any pension or private pension that they can actually get, like when I came across conversations with potential applicants and they have been retired as early as 45, this is a good option for those regular Joes who has the money wanting to take a look at other options to live in.
Okay, so this information is for the regular Joes. Now let's talk about the GI Joes.
So let's take a look at what they call SRRV courtesies. This covers for foreigners who have been retired diplomats from foreign services, retired officers from the international organization that are recognized by the Department of Foreign Affairs. Example given, UN, United Nations, Asia Development Bank, World Bank, IMF, WTO, etc., etc. And also, this comes with the retired military personnel who have provide military aid and training to the Philippine government via defense treaty or any similar agreement. And also, there's a new one: high achievers in academic, business, arts, culture, music, sports, including philanthropists. But the most common one would be the third one, which is the retired military personnel.
With an honorable discharge?
Yes, of course.
Okay, just checking. And this is open for all nationalities?
Correct, yes. As long as their country and the Philippine government has a good diplomatic relationship, and they have any similar agreement that can be beneficial for both. So if we're good friends, then we can actually accommodate you.
So, how much do they have to pay for the visa deposit?
50 years old and above, we're still sticking to 1,500 visa deposit. They have not made any increase. How about for those who are still on their 40s, between 40 to 49? If they don't have a pension, they need to put in 6,000 US dollars. If you can actually have that pension, you need to put in 3,000 US dollars for the visa deposit.
And is it the same thing if they want to cancel their visa, they can take that 3,000 back?
Yes.
Let's talk about that deposit, JR. What happens to that money? Does it get interest? Do they, do they get anything from it, or is it just sitting in a savings account in the Philippines bank?
Technically, that will be a government bank, which is maintained by the retirement office, or the selected accredited banks, private banks that are accredited with the retirement office. It sits there. It earns very minimum interest. The thought is you have money set aside because later on, once you cancel the visa, it will be returned back to you. But for the interest wise, it's not something reliable.
So it's not being used to, I don't know, for bonds, or you're not earning anything really because it's just sitting there. It's basically just, here's my visa deposit, then I'm allowed to stay here. But if I leave, I can get that money back
When you cancel and leave.
when I cancel and leave. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. So can you use your visa deposit as, I don't know, to buy assets, to buy a condo, to buy a house, that kind of stuff?
Two options that you can withdraw. One, purchase of a condominium unit, at least 50,000 US dollars. And long-term lease of a house and lot, at least the contract amount would be around 50,000 US dollars. The retirement office will be requiring you to put a lien or annotation or restriction or encumbrance to your property before they give you back your money. So they give you the cash, but they put lien on your property.
But the good thing about the SRRV, guys, you don't really have to invest. You don't have to be an investor to get, to stay here. You don't have to marry a Filipina to stay here longer.
Marrying a Filipina just to have a residency, we encountered that. So
Yeah.
technically, SRRV is one of the recommended visas because it is a standalone visa. So what we have mentioned, it is an independent visa. So that is where you can actually maneuver the way you wanted to live your life in the Philippines.
Okay, you can just be a bachelor all your life. You can go in and out of the Philippines. It's like a permanent residency.
Yes, correct. So once you have this is already indefinite, this is already lifetime. It will be only applied once, and once you have it with you, that's with your lifetime already. And then what will be required from you every year is renewing your SRRV card. That's it.
But you can do that remotely. That's the beauty of it.
Yes. You don't need to be here in the Philippines like doing the annual report requirement, which is the requirement from the Bureau of Immigration. Because right now, you are now dealing directly with the Philippine Retirement Authority. You're not dealing directly to the Bureau of Immigration. That's the beauty out of it. You have this certain flexibility that you can actually move around, go in and out of the country. I mean, once you have the permanent residency, going in and out is basic.
So what about exit clearances? They don't need
No,
exit. Okay. No
they are
exit
exempt.
clearances. Oh, cool, cool. So going in and out of the country is smoother. You don't have to
Mhm.
report to the Bureau of Immigration every 2 months to extend your visa because compared to the tourist visa, you have to do that. So, in your opinion, JR, are there a lot of 40-year-olds that are wanting to retire in the Philippines or stay?
The people right now who are retiring is getting younger. 40 to 49 years old might be a good time for you to really take a look at things. Like probably when you start working at your 20s and you have worked your lifetime for 20 years, I think it's also decent enough to say like, hey, I'm gonna give myself a chance to live. I have came across disabled veterans, like they have been disabled for their during their service, and they have retired early. They have retired on their 40s, and they say, "Hey, JR, I cannot still apply for the retirement visa courtesy program because I'm still 45. I need to wait up until I will be in 50." I have that. I know personally who is like that. So this could be a good program by the retirement office that they are actually extending it by lowering down the minimum age requirement.
Okay, so for my new subscribers, for my new viewers, a lot of them were asking me what do they need to visit the Philippines, and most of them are from Western countries. I'm not gonna enumerate one by one the US, the UK, Australia, but most of the Western countries. So, JR, these are the guys coming as tourists. What do they need
Mhm.
to come to the Philippines?
Okay, number one, you need to make sure that you have your passport not expiring in the next 6 months. That's very important. If you're coming here as tourists, make sure that you comply with the e-travel. That's very easy to do. They're gonna even help you in the airport. You need to provide them a return ticket going outside the Philippines within 30 days. And I think it's not just the Philippines, also with other countries. You need to have your hotel bookings or Airbnb, have that one ready. At least a soft copy will do so that it will be verified. Sometimes they will ask, based on how you look, they will ask for, I'm sorry about that, but it's the reality. So it's how you present yourself, how you are you confident to present yourself in front of the immigration officer sometimes matters.
It varies from airport to airport. And
Yeah.
the e-travel, by the way, guys, there's still this scam everywhere. I'm gonna put the legitimate e-travel link because it is free. It is free. Some of the guys are still being scammed. Going to a site and then they're paying like $65, $85. It's free, guys. It's basically your arrival card. You know, before you have to write down your things, now it's digital. So you can do this 48 or 72 hours, or even waiting to be boarded, or even when you arrive in the Philippines. You can do, they can help you. But the e-travel, it would be better if you fill out the form online prior to your arrival. So I'm gonna put the link in the description box. Anyway, that's for the tourist visa, and you can extend your tourist visa up to 36 months. And you have to go to the Bureau of Immigration every 2 months.
Before your visa expires, of course. But if you don't want to take that hassle, we're here to help you out. Don't worry.
Yeah, JR can do the extensions for you too. Anyway, folks, thanks again for tuning in, and for visa consultations, anything with visa concerns, for retirement in the Philippines, JRC is there to help you and guide you with the proper paperwork. Anyway, JR, thank you so very mucho. Thank you so much for your time today, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much as well. Stay pretty always. You look good in red.
Bye.
Bye.
So, for some reason, it always seems like the government is giving you guys something with one hand while the other hand is taking something away. The price of a retirement visa just went up by 50%, but at least now you can retire here at age 40, if you can afford the high price. As always, I'm not here to tell you if that's a good deal. I'm just here to give you the news. Till next time, folks. If you think about it, I'm nothing like Cleopatra. I never ruled a nation, I never married my brother, and I certainly don't live in denial. In fact, about the only thing we have in common is an appreciation of slightly older men. You could consider me a diplomat though, because my videos attempt to bridge the gap between the sexes and between Eastern and Western culture. I'll always bring you something new to consider, and I hope you enjoy my efforts. If you do, please remember to give a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you can see my future content. And if you really want to make the Queen happy, check out my Patreon page for extra content and exclusive features. But if you don't like my videos, then you can kiss my ass.